bet you want to get in that pool, don't you? Don't you? Oh yeah. You ready? Got that? Ready? Ready? Remy. No, bring it here. Remy, hey. Hey, bring it back. Come on. There's just a lot going on this summer. It's hard to keep up with all these projects, but we've got all of our goats. Most of the babies are all sold. We've got almost all of them into good owners' hands. There's a couple babies left that are actually already deposited for or paid in full for that they're going to be coming to get soon. And then it's time to make some more pastures and move these mamas back out into somewhere that has lots more for them to eat and get them out of this little pen in here. But these guys have been doing really good. They're all pretty healthy, and we just got all their nails trimmed the other day. Look at that mess. And we'll be milking some of them here very soon. So be looking forward to maybe some goat milk soap if we can get it done. And maybe some other things with goat milk. I don't know how much milking I'll have time to do here. I'm going to try to do quite a bit of it, but we only have 2 moms that are really worth milking right now, and I really got to start today. So I'm going to try to get out here and get them going. Otherwise, they'll start drying up, and I won't have any milk. But let's walk back to the millet field, which is behind me, and see if anything is growing yet. Ever since we planted the millet, if you haven't watched that video, of course, check it out. It was a lot of fun. Silliness on pink 4-wheelers, as always. But we got everything planted, and it did rain that day. Later on that day, it did get a good soaking rain. But since then, over the last probably almost 7, maybe 10 days, we've gotten nothing, no rain. And it's just been super dry. Before that rainstorm, we had another long period of dry, and so we haven't gotten a lot of rain. So unfortunately, I might need to bring a sprinkler back here because this is just not really doing well. It's not doing as well as I'd hoped, but it is growing. You can see all the sprouts coming up there. That's all millet. But you see these big swaths, big areas where there's barely any or none coming up. And that is just because it's so dry. There's still a lot of seed in here. But we need to get some water going. But you can see, if you look out over the field, like look down the rows, you can see the millet where I dragged it into rows in different ways. Probably little ridges left by the tiller and stuff that the seed kind of settled into. And back there, you can see it real nice. It's all in the shadier areas. So and I also made an extra round around the outside edge with the seeder, so there's heavier seed there. But we get a lot of dew on the ground in the morning, and so I think that's helping to water and helping these outside ones germinate, and it's staying cooler in that shade. We really need to get this millet growing. We want it to grow up nice and fast before any of the grasses and weeds do, if possible. But we'll see how it happens here, how it works out. But I think it's doing pretty good for the conditions it's been in. I don't even know how it sprouted in this dry weather, but man, it's just been sunny, hot every day, and no rain. So now we need some rain. It's always funny. It gets me every year, but we spent so much time praying for the rain to stop. Too wet. You know, there's water everywhere. We need things to dry out. Oh, what a horrible spring. It is water, water, water. And then now we're in July and August, and everybody's praying for rain. We need rain. It's too dry. I can't believe it. It's just, it never ends. It never stops. It's just a cycle that we go through every year. You know, the seasons get me every year. It's like I'm always complaining about summer. By the end of summer, it's too hot. Oh, I can't wait for fall. It's going to be so great. And collecting wood and the wood stove in the winter, and fall time and football and Halloween and cider and donuts and all these things we look forward to. And then it gets cold, and I can't wait for it to be over. And I just want it to be hot again. So it's just how it goes. That's all right though. Well, the no-till argument is alive and well, that's for sure. And I've been enjoying reading comments, and lots of people have some great ideas and great suggestions and great resources and other things. It was really, a lot of people got really upset about that stuff. But you know what? It's farming and gardening are just, there's so many different ways to do things, and there's so many different environments, and there's so many different conditions. So many great ideas out there with rotating livestock and using cover crops, and If you haven't checked that video out, it's just a little rant of mine about no-till, especially mainly for commercial farming, and what I see in our area anyway with that people do no-till. And we have a, we really try to stay away from chemicals here, and hazardous chemicals I may need to specify so there's no misunderstanding about that. But hazardous chemicals just don't belong in our food, and we want to use anything as close to a natural process as we can. Of course, we're raising crops that never really grew on their own in nature, especially in giant fields of monocultures, but we do have to do that sometimes in order to grow food for ourselves. That's what farming and agriculture is all about. But so we do have to adapt some things from nature, and we have to change some things, but there's a lot of really good ideas on how to grow food on larger scales without using any chemical fertilizers and herbicides and pesticides, or very, very little. And I think that's great. I think we should all get closer to that. So no matter how you like to garden or farm, that's the goal anyway. That's the goal for us here. And so we're trying to learn and trying to kind of spearhead new ideas and not just necessarily do what everybody else is doing, but let's try something different. And that's the idea here. So, but let me show you something that's coming, something that's in the works here. It's an idea right now, but I've already started acting on it, so I guess it's become more than an idea. But let me show you some of the things I got, and we'll talk about the idea here. And I want to hear from you guys on this one. Planning stage, ground level, what we're going to build. So yesterday, very, very good friend of mine nearby here, he had this swing set, play area thing that he built or pieced together. I think it was a couple kits that had been built and different things, and he picked up extra ones and put them together. I did break a piece of it unloading it, but just a 2x6, we can replace that. He let me have this. I just ran over to his house and he helped me unhook it all and take it all apart. And I got a lot of great stuff now. Some of the wood is definitely older, and I'm not sure how much of this that I would reuse. I definitely could reuse, like the 5/4 decking, or these pieces and all that stuff down there. These 4x4s are probably still fine. I don't know if I'd use them as a main structure support, but for other things I could definitely use. But the coolest things that he gave me was this slide. So I don't know how long is that, maybe a 15-foot slide. And it's a nice kind of deep, like wavy type slide. And so that will be nice to put up on a new playhouse build. Talk more about that in a minute. And this tube slide, it's in great shape, and these things are super expensive. So we got a nice tube slide here that we'll be able to get that incorporated into this new master plan. And then this was another section of it. So again, got a bunch of hardware. We can take off handles that are in a real great shape. A lot of 4x4s in here, some little ladders and some roofing and all kinds of other stuff. I might be able to just take this roof right off and use it for something else. And then a swing set beam, which was a 4x6. So we've got all these really heavy duty swing hardware, which is nice. Those are really great swing hardware right there. And some of this bracketry and stuff like that for some of the angles, which I might get some new ones of these, I'm not sure, but I definitely can use that. And let me show you what else he gave me. I haven't even unloaded this stuff yet. Kid swing, and some of these little, whatever these things are, rings. But these are real heavy duty, like they actually came from a schoolyard. He used to do construction and worked at this playground remodel and got a bunch of swings and stuff. And also, look at this hardware. Look at that. So these were over the 2-inch piping, but I think that will work just fine if I screw that right into the bottom of a 4x6. So we'll see. But this is all real good hardware. I got 4 of those swings that I can use in here, which is awesome. All right, so here is the plan. All right, and this is where I'm gonna need, love to have your input. But I told you this year was going to be the year of kind of home improvements and some fun for the kids. We don't have a swing set out here. I don't have anything. So we built a pool for them. The kids have been out playing in that, having a good time. But now it's time to step it up a level. And so I'm thinking to build a giant platform right here next to the pool. So I'm looking at, I can get 16-foot 4x6s or 4x4s, so I can get a good platform probably up about 12 feet. And then build a railing around it up top there. And then from that platform, I'm thinking about using that tube slide, that green tube slide that we got back there, and building a connecting piece to that somehow on the platform so that it goes down and dumps into the pool. I was going to use a bunch of irrigation sprinkler heads and mount them all over in that tube so it just kind of misses the whole thing, and you can just launch out of that thing right over to the edge of the pool. So that's kind of phase one, building the platform and the water slide. And then off of the side of the platform, I'd like to run a nice big beam, a good 4x6 or double 4x6 beam, over to some kind of a post and support where I can have a bunch of swings and, you know, them rings and other things like that hanging from that, maybe even a swinging chair or whatever. We'll have a good maybe 16-foot spread there where I can put a bunch of different swing set items. And it'll be real nice and high so you can really get them swings rocking back and forth. We got plenty of space out here. We've got the electrical out here. I was thinking about using that to maybe build a post or something nice and high so I could put a floodlight on the top of it and have the area lit up in the, you know, when it's dark out. You want to be outside having fun. Even in the fall time when it starts to get dark earlier, you can still come out here and play. We'll go ahead and till this whole area back up again, get all these weeds killed. We'll wood chip this whole thing. And then off the side of that platform, the main platform, I was thinking about having like a little connecting bridge or something else to some of those other pieces, you know, the bits and pieces that I have back there. I might put that together into some kind of another smaller little structure with another slide, the other second slide I have back there, going down to the ground. Then on top of that, on the top of the big platform, we'll have a door that will open up and a zip line that'll run right down. I've got a maple tree right, you can't see it of course, but it's right here behind you guys. And a nice big silver maple tree that I can run a zip line right down to, right from the top of that structure, 12 foot, you know, whatever, 16 foot off the ground where the zip line will be. So you can jump on that sucker and zip right down into the yard. And we'll have ladders and all that kind of stuff going up there, maybe like a climbing rope and all that good stuff. So we'll just keep adding to it and make it just crazy. So that's the plan. We want to have fun out here. This is the fun section. We got the pool and all that good stuff. So maybe we can add some things to it and get a swing set going out here. I might have to build this in phases, I'm not sure. But here's the real question. Will Home Depot sponsor this video? That's what I'm waiting for right now. Waiting on Home Depot. They're my favorite home improvement store. And in fact, they're the only option really close to us here out in the middle of nowhere. And so I'm waiting on them to see if they want to sponsor this, because we're going to make it into something crazy and a whole bunch of fun. So that is the plan. Giant platform swing set, monster swing set, slides, water slides, zip lines, bridges, ladders, maybe a oh, I forgot to tell you about the sandbox. Got to have a sandbox underneath it. So let me know what you guys think. I'm waiting to see if we can get a little bit of a sponsorship help on the whole project, because it's gonna cost a little bit of money. Just those posts alone are gonna be a few $100s, because they're expensive. Big old treated posts. A lot of wood involved, a lot of screws involved. The zipline package alone is like $250. So we'll see. Let me know what you guys think. Anything I should add? Anything I didn't think of? I mean, I don't know, is there anything else we could do? What else is fun? What do kids like these days? A rock climbing wall? Maybe a homemade DIY, like with bits of 2x4s sanded down and bolted in or something. Man, give me your ideas. Easy, maybe DIY stuff. What can I use some free materials for? Pallets, other stuff? There's just never enough time and money for more family fun around here. That's the idea. So hopefully you guys enjoyed the little update, quick planning session. I like to do these every now and then, just share what's going on, what's on my mind, what am I thinking about, what's in the plans, what's in the works. Whether this will happen or not will depend on a lot of factors, but hopefully we can get it done. So thanks for watching, guys. Don't forget to hit thumbs up on the video, and of course subscribe if this is your first time here. We'd love to have you tag along, and projects like this and all kinds of other stuff coming out on the SSL Family Dad channel. As always, guys, thanks for watching. Have a good one.